Hey, it's Eric G. Around the House is sponsored by Baldwin Hardware. For 75 years, Baldwin Hardware has been known for its first-class quality and craftsmanship in door and cabinetry hardware. As an alumnus of the Baldwin Hardware Design Council, I can say I have seen the details and quality from design to the finished product. If you're looking for a new style and old-world craftsmanship, I can tell you there is only one Baldwin Hardware. Check out what would look great in your home at baldwinhardware.com.
It's Around the House. When it comes to remodeling and renovating your home, there is a lot to know, but we've got you covered. This is Around the House.
Welcome to the Around the House show. This is where we help you get the most out of your home through information and education. Thanks for joining us today. Hey, if you want to get a hold of me, you can give me a call at 833-239-4144. That's 833-239-4144. Give us a call 24/7 in the studio, and if I miss you, I will give you a call back and put you maybe on a future episode of Around the House and answer those home improvement questions. Well, today in our midweek special, I wanted to talk about a couple things, and one of them, I wanted to talk about some of the major problems you can have with indoor air quality and what you might be doing to cause them. So this is things that you could be introducing or not getting rid of that could be causing allergies, stuffed up noses, not sleeping well, all those kind of things. First off, I'm going to say this could cause a bunch of health issues with you out there. And this is air fresheners. Now, these are the plug-in ones, you know, where they got the yellow or purple or red goop in them and you plug them in the wall and all that stuff disappears. So think about that, guys. You're almost like vaping that stuff because it is going into small concentrations to make your house smell good. And I'm using air quotes. But all that oily gunk that's in there is also going to get into your lungs. So that is something that I don't recommend any of those plug-in style units like that. So think about what you're introducing into your air that could be causing low quality air. That would be one of them. Any of those, you're better off to, do a lot of cleaning and do a lot of other stuff there and get it dialed in that way. So that is just something to think about, okay? So just think a little bit about what you're introducing. Air fresheners, even candles can do stuff. So just make sure that you've got a good air filtration system in there, and it makes the candles and all that stuff that much easier because the wax and the burning does give stuff off. Now, second of all, make sure you're running your bath fans and your kitchen vent hood that is venting outside. That's another one right there. That helps get rid of the moisture, and that bath fan should be running an extra 20 minutes or so after you get out of that bathtub or shower. That way you get things nice and dry. That way you don't get mold and don't cause those allergens. And then the other thing is just make sure that you've got a good clean air filter in your house and you're using a high quality one that is recommended for your furnace. Yes, you can buy too good of a filter and make sure that that it's rated for your system. If you have a system that is older and it's used to running a little 1-inch one and you put in something too much, you could cause issues with low airflow. So make sure that you find that balance of what's right for your system. And then last off, that's that PM 2.5 that you're worried about, and just keep an eye on that. If you can buy on Amazon or from Newtone, one of these different companies out there, there are a lot of different air quality monitors that will monitor all of that, and that will make for healthier air inside your home, and probably going to make you breathe a lot easier as well. So I'm not a medical doctor, but those are things that we do or can do to make sure that we get better air quality and make sure we're breathing better, especially in the wintertime when we're stuck inside the house and, many times the windows are closed and all that sort of stuff. So something to think about. All right, guys, and one more thing I wanted to talk about today here. That's super important that I just want to make sure that you've got covered, and that comes down to storage. You walk into the home centers in January, and it's the end of January today. You always see all the storage bins out there. And I want to make sure that you understand that storage is an interesting space, especially when you're talking about attic space above your home or garage. Now, many times that is designed up there, in most cases, to hold up insulation and insulation only. So if you're putting up there more than a couple 100 pounds of stuff, that's when you want to start paying attention to see if that space was designed for storage. So do some load calculations, jump online. If you've got trusses up there, I almost guarantee it. But you want to consult with a structural engineer to make sure that what you're putting up there is not causing damage to the house. I have seen really broken trusses. I've seen dips in roof lines. I've seen some significant damage from people storing too many things in an attic space above a room or a garage. So make sure you take some time and really make sure that you're not putting more than a few hundred pounds up there. And if you are, make sure it's distributed out evenly over the whole space. If you're going to convert an attic space into storage, please take some time, get with that structural engineer, have them come out and tell them what you're going to store out there and have them do a report of what you need to do to structurally change that. The last thing I want to do, and I've seen this happen, stuff fall through the attic space down into the garage and cause some serious issues, or it'll cause some serious drywall damage and damage within the home. So those joists many times up there or those rafters were not designed to stack a bunch of stuff up there. So be very careful. Even in my house before, I've put too many things up in an old attic space. When I went climbing down the ladder into the garage, I noticed a bow in the ceiling, and I had to move that stuff around to make sure I wasn't causing any issues. So just be really careful. This is that time of year when you get stuff up there, and if you have snow load, it can be even worse. So make sure that you're not overloading that system up there. The last thing I want to do is see it collapse or things get broken or ruined, or even worse, somebody get hurt. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap up this midweek special. We got a great show coming up this weekend, and I'll tease it to you on Friday. You'll get to hear what's coming up. We've got a great interview in one of the hours, and then another one of my top 10 lists that'll, hopefully save you some money. All that and more coming up on Saturdays Around the House show, either on the podcast or on the Talk Media Network. All right, everybody, have a great rest of your week. Happy Wednesday. Happy end of January, first part of February tomorrow. We'll see you next time. Thanks for tuning in to Around the House.
Somewhere unseen and undiscovered, anywhere beyond the mean. Life is a love song, let's be lovers. We're all over the radio. Take my hand, I know where to go. All over the radio with you.
Hey, it's Eric G. from Around the House. Are you planning a decking or siding project this year? If you are, you've got to check out my friends at Millboard. Millboard is a completely different kind of composite decking and cladding that enhances outdoor spaces with enduring distinction. Hand-molded from the finest oak, it realistically mimics the natural grain and color of premium hardwood. If you're looking for something that doesn't look like plastic and instead real wood, check out millboard.com. Make sure and check out that interview we did just a few weeks back. That's millboard.com.